All right, so we are just about to kick it off, everybody. We've got a lot of people registered here tonight. I'm going to give everybody just a few minutes to join us on this webinar. And as we kick it off, I want to introduce you guys to Julie and Garrett. And I'm going to start with you, Julie. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And how did you get into the business of vacation rental management?
Well, hello. Thanks, Nat, so much for asking myself and Garrett to be here with you tonight. I have been with Vacasa for about 14 months. I've had my real estate license for about 10 years. And my previous life, kind of pre-pandemic, I was in hospitality. So this is kind of a great blend between hospitality and real estate. And I loved working for Vacasa. Love working with some homeowners, meeting great people, and seeing some beautiful homes. So have enjoyed my short career here with Vacasa.
Great. Very nice. Well, Garrett, tell us a little bit about yourself, like why vacation rental management, right? Tell us about that.
Yes, yeah. So I became obsessed with vacation rentals probably around 2012 or so. Just going up with my family, going to different places, specifically in like Big Bear, Arrowhead, Joshua Tree, just family vacations and seeing the different amenities and homes and how they were put together. I never worked in hospitality up until about 5 years ago when I joined another management company, and just kind of grew from there self-managed 20 homes for an investment firm, delved more into it, and then kind of got into Vacasa and was just excited about what they were doing, and just the different levels that people can manage, and the different types of homes, as well as those amenities that people can go and enjoy.
So it's interesting. So you guys have completely different kind of backgrounds and career paths that led you to where you are now, right? So you guys are both with Vacasa now. Vacasa is kind of the premier vacation rental management company. And I have to share a little bit about my journey to finding Vacasa, right? So, disclosure, I don't manage properties. I don't manage rental properties. I'm a real estate broker. I have a real estate company in Seal Beach, Splash Real Estate. And probably about 3 or 4 months ago, my wife texted me this news article. It was like something like, the area to buy a vacation rental with the highest cap rate. And I thought that was really intriguing because everybody's watching the housing market and they're kind of like, ooh, the prices are really high. I don't want to buy right now, but does it make sense to invest? And of course, getting a good cap rate anywhere around our marketplace just for a rental property it's just really hard to do. But when you start looking at the margins, right? So I'm on the outside looking in at vacation rentals. I start seeing like Vacasa, like all over the place. And I don't know why I didn't see it, because once you see it, you can't not see it, I guess, because they're everywhere and they're so big. But I just thought it was just the neatest approach to solving this challenge, which is short-term rental management, because the turnover and the high touch rate makes that investment opportunity almost not feasible for a lot of people. And you know what I mean? It's like a full-time job, obviously.
Right.
So we started digging and digging and digging. And of course, you can go down the rabbit hole with all the great content on the website. And which is, I finally reached out. I'm like, who in the area handles this area for Vacasa? Which led me to Julie, which led me to you, which led to, everybody, you guys meeting my office. So that's a little bit of backstory for the people who are watching, which is how did we get here tonight? And then why are we here tonight? And so I think the goal tonight for me, having gone on this exploratory journey as a person interested in vacation rentals, much like how it sounds like you started, Garrett, is to learn about finding investment opportunities or learning about investment opportunities, specifically with respect to short-term rentals, also known as vacation rentals, because it's a very different animal than managing an 8-unit apartment building, managing a 4-unit apartment building, managing a duplex, right? This vacation rental is a whole different animal. Most people understand very little about it. So I wanted to pick your brains tonight, because you guys are the experts, and then share it with people who are kind of just, maybe it's just starting to enter their periphery, like it was mine, so they can learn a little bit more about, if they own a property, what can they do with it? How does the process work? All that stuff. Before we get into the questions tonight, because I know I've got some questions for you guys. I'm sure we're going to get some questions from people who are watching. Could you share maybe your business contact number and your business contact email for people that will want to, I'm sure there's questions that are going to be something that we'll take offline after our call, and they can reach out to you guys. Garrett, what is the email and phone number for you?
Yes. Yeah. Email is going to be Garrett, GARRETT .laos, LAOS @vacasa.com. And phone number is 562-305-9930.
All right. Awesome. And Julie, what is the best contact email and phone number for you?
And my email address is Julie, JULIE .Freund, F as in Frank, REUND as in David, @vacasa.com. And then my direct dial phone number is 840-200-3358. I did
Awesome.
not pick that area code.
What is that area code, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
It's Chino Hills, and Garrett and I have the same territory. We're from we handle Long Beach down to San Clemente. So go figure with the area code. Sorry, you'll reach me though.
Yeah. That's for sure. You answer your phone. So
yes.
So guys, let's take the first question here tonight is this. What are the top features renters look for to boost bookings? So what's that top 1 or 2 or 3 things that you guys know, like renters are, if they see that, they're gonna click, they're gonna book? Like what are those top features?
Garrett, you want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So feature wise, a spa, that's going to be probably the number one. I mean, really anywhere. It's something that people enjoy, like to see. As a secondary feature, I kind of like to explain it as it's something that they don't see in their home. And that can be a variety of things. If you walk into, say, a hotel, you're not going to see much, or a hotel room. No iPhone chargers, no real speakers. I always tell people, when you have a property and you can actually have people walk in and be surprised that those items are there, that's a massive draw. It's going to bring them back year after year. And that's money in the bank right there. Okay.
So spa is at the top of the list.
Spa is definitely top of the list. I mean, that'll boost your income 10 to 15% right there.
No kidding. I would never have guessed that.
Yeah.
And so I guess if you were like, if you had a vision of like Lake Tahoe in wintertime, like you're thinking, ooh, a nice spa, but you're saying like we're in the Southern California marketplace. If you got a spa in your vacation rental, you're going to get more bookings. You're going to drive 10 to 15% more revenue.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Rooftop spas are at the beach are a huge hit.
Oh yeah. Rooftop in general.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to tell you guys, I have to pause on this one because it's almost a running joke down here at the beach about the rooftop decks.
Mm-hmm.
And so the joke is everybody wants them. And then when they buy the house, they never, ever go on the rooftop deck. So what you're telling me is, if somebody bought a house down here, maybe it's a second home, or they're just not using it, or whatever the case is, they could not only vacation rent it, but you could drive revenue if you, I guess, put it out there that this home has this beautiful rooftop deck. Oh, absolutely. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, right, because everybody thinks that's what they want right before they have it.
Of course.
So this idea of the experience just pulls people in.
Yep.
So
Get
you
a
might
get a
have read it.
barbecue up there, get a cornhole set. Yeah,
Dude, I like that. A
Little fire
cornhole
pit.
set. So tell me, so back to what you were saying, Garrett, you said spa and then things people wouldn't expect, I guess, to see when they come in. Like, give me an example of what that would be. Because I like the idea of, it's almost like an Easter egg. It's like a little surprise. You kind of
totally.
Yeah. What is that?
I mean, for me, one of the biggest things that I saw people drawn to is phone chargers. So many people are traveling, forget them, lose them at the airport, and all of a sudden they're looking, oh man, where am I going to buy a new one? They walk into the house, they're there. It's an amenity that people don't expect. That's above the hotel experience 99% of the time, and boom, there you go. I mean, games as well. Everyone likes playing games, a variety of games, table books, just things people can enjoy outside of what they would have expected was going to be there when they showed up.
Okay, so that's interesting. It's almost obvious, it seems. You know, I mean, your own house, right? You've got a charger here and a charger there, and
Yep.
almost every room has like a charging outlet. The patio at my office, literally, I had the guy install the little it's the little wall outlets, but on the side of it, there's the USB port, so you can just plug your charging cable in.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, I mean, people are, oh, where am I going to charge? I'm like, just plug in. It's right there. Oh, awesome. You put that out there. So yeah, I could see how that would be a bonus. Let me ask you this side question here. What if I'm come to you and I'm like, hey, I got this home, I'm thinking about renting it, and I'm just lacking inspiration for how to get this ready for for a vacation rental. Like, do you, or does somebody on your team, or do you have a resource that can come in and maybe stage it or kind of help us find inspiration for the home?
Absolutely. We can, Vacasa has an interior design program. So once you sign up with Vacasa and you're under contract with us, we can certainly send out our interior design services. And there's a couple different layers that you can use. One of them is just kind of like, here's a little bit of inspiration. There's one price point. Here's a little bit of inspiration, if you need that. And then the next level is we can do fabrics for you. We can pull colors in for you. We can kind of do a little design element. And then there's a level that we can do everything for you. We can shop for you. We can have it installed. We can do everything and make it completely guest ready, down to, like silverware and flatware and table linens and things like that, make it completely guest ready. So that's the nice thing about that as well, is we'll take it from a blank canvas all the way to a complete guest ready home.
So if I'm like, look, I don't have the bandwidth or I don't have the inspiration, you guys can come with that for the customers.
Absolutely. We just turn you over to our design team. What
Percentage would you say of people that are like raising their hand saying, I could use help, like of your customers, like how many people are using that, either using it because they don't have inspiration, or they're like, hey, look, I want this place to really pop. Help me out.
I think very few homeowners that I talk to really think that their home is completely dialed in. I'd say there's more homeowners than not that I talked to that said, I just need help. It needs a refresh. It needs this. How can you help me? So on and so forth. So as far as I'm concerned, Garrett, you might, have a different story, but the majority of my homeowners are looking to have some type of help with their design.
Absolutely. Okay. I agree. I mean, I think 90 to 95% ask that question. Hey, what can I be doing better? Here are the photos. Come walk my house. I mean, Julie and I walk, many houses on a daily, weekly basis. And so we can help to an extent. But if you need that design, really our designers are there to help you out and go that one step further to take your house just over the edge.
And that seems to be very important for people that are, we're everybody is visually attuned to looking at pictures, shopping these, whatever virtual tours and things. That's how we make these decisions. We click and decide based upon what they see in these pictures. So it sounds like people are aware of that when they're coming to you to make this, this is an investment decision now, right? That's similar to, we advise on like, hey, if you're going to get your home ready, you want people to come and see it. If you want them to salivate over it, like consider doing some staging, it sounds, for selling, obviously it's temporary, but if you're doing it to make the home market ready for rentals, these could be some investments to keep the home beautiful for this, whatever this period of time is you're renting it.
Right.
Absolutely.
So let me switch topic or switch gears here for a moment. If people are watching this and they're thinking to themselves, like, how do I get started, right? What is your advice for people that are thinking about getting started in vacation rental real estate investment? And let me just take a little bit further to give you guys a better chance to answer this. If I was at the beginning of my journey and I was looking at this, hey, I want to get started, where would I start? Like, where would you start if you were just getting ready to like kind of get your first property?
So I would choose a place that I enjoy going to. Something that feels like home, somewhere you want to travel, somewhere that speaks to you. Make it a place that's emotional to you and your family, because one of the biggest opportunities and reasons people get vacation rentals as an investment is because they get to use them themselves. Sure, you're making money off of it, but this is also for you and your family, or you yourself. Look towards places you enjoy, have somewhat a familiarity with. If not, we can be those people helping you get that familiarity. But I always, when I've invested in the past, have gone to places that I've enjoyed going.
Awesome. So a place is so like that's where you're going to start, where a place that you would love to go spend time and then go from there.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what's so fun about it. Julie, I'm sure you can jump onto this one as well.
Oh, sure. And just to tag on to what Garrett had said, if you're looking at a certain, if you have a certain location in your head of, I really want to invest in blank, this area or whatnot, if you're planning on doing a short-term rental, know that area and contact, that's where Garrett and I and the rest of our 230 salespeople across the United States are really honed in on the rules and regulations of the cities. Hence why we cover just a small snippet of the area of Southern California, because there's different rules and regulations across the area. So Long Beach, for instance, right now, there's not, they haven't reached their permit cap. So we can still talk to a homeowner that's thinking about investing, or they're looking at a property, and we can say, we know that they haven't reached, the permit cap. We work with the city there, and we work with their team, so we know how many permits they have left, that kind of thing. So really know that, because there are some cities right now, Nat, that do not issue short-term rental permits. So it is different in every city, and the rules and regs change often. So we really can be a good resource for investors, real estate, agents, brokers, that kind of thing as well.
Code enforcement is everything. And knowing those rules and regulations is the perfect jumping point to figuring out where that best investment will come from. Okay,
so I am going to I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I'm just going to say it because I have literally a wish list. My wife and I have created our wish list of places that we want to purchase our vacation rentals. Like, or places, and it's funny because it's places we love to travel, or places that we aspire to spend more time and things like that. So what you're saying is, if I'm hearing you correctly, is if you haven't purchased the property yet, and you're at the beginning of this journey, assuming you've kind of honed in on like, I love, I'll say Lake Arrowhead because we do have a home in Lake Arrowhead. I would say if I haven't made that purchase yet, let's explore the permitting process first. So you don't get, because I'm sure there's people who have gone, like, this is the best idea. I'm going to buy because I found the house, and then I'm going to go try to get the permit. And who knows, like if that even is a viable process. So don't do that.
Definitely don't do that. That's
Okay.
when you end up costing yourself money and don't get that return that you were hoping for.
Okay.
Yeah, I've talked to, and I know Garrett has as well. It's painful in a way. You get somebody who's called in, and they said, "Oh my gosh, I've, great, got the just purchased this property. We just closed escrow, and we want to do short-term rental." And the next question is, they're in a certain city where those rules, and say you do have a permit, or the house came with a permit, correct? Oh no, what's a permit? And that it's a difficult one, because then you get into a whole different other conversation with the homeowner. So I would definitely do my research prior to.
Another
Okay.
of that is also checking with the building if you're in an HOA, the community neighborhood. If there's an HOA, they have guidelines on top of what that county does. And so I'd go 1 to county, 2 to HOA. And if both are checked yes, it could be a great investment, but check with those 2 places first.
Okay. So let's put this all together for the people listening. So step 1 is somebody calls and they're like, "Hey, Nat, we're thinking about, investing in some real estate to do short-term rentals. I'm interested in, these 2 areas. Our budget is, X, and that might get us a condo." And I'd say, okay, perfect. Then the next step, then, if that's the case, is getting in touch with our Vacasa representative that services that area to make sure we're not getting over our skis with an HOA or a city permitting issue, something like that. So we can approach it carefully and kind of check those boxes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we're here to check those boxes for you. We're dealing with not only the city, but also HOAs on a daily basis.
Okay.
So we can be that go-to person to answer those questions pretty quickly for you.
And does that cost any extra if the client is like, "Hey, Garrett, can you, we're looking at this building. What do you know about this HOA?"
Absolutely not. You as an agent can do the same thing. If you're looking at multiple buildings, we can talk to you as well, and go through it for you and knock those questions out. No problem.
Awesome. That's nice to know there's a resource for that.
Yeah, we want to be a trusted resource. We want to be a trusted go-to resource, and that's what we're here for.
I think most people don't know that. I wouldn't have known that, honestly. That's why I'm asking. I'm like, do I? Because that's, you think about the time and energy and effort that's going to go into this process and making sure that you have the right people on your team. The next logical question is usually, what is that going to cost me? Right. So let's take a moment to talk about, we're talking a lot about the cities, the counties, and then obviously all the applicable rules and permitting and licensing. What areas do you and Garrett service, just so the people listening understand?
Go ahead.
Sure. Basically Long Beach down to San Clemente and everything in between. And quite frankly, we pretty much I say we hug the coast. There's some areas in Anaheim that we do service as well. But we pretty much hug the coast. So Long Beach, Seal Beach, Sunset Beach, Huntington Beach, Newport Beach,
Corona del Mar, Dana Point, San Clemente. Yeah, and usually within about, I would say 3 miles, other than Anaheim. We'll do a little Costa Mesa here and there, but pretty much within a mile or two.
Okay. Now, what about when we get inland? Like, what if somebody is, because we've already talked about it. What about Lake Arrowhead, Big Bear? What about the like Palm Springs area? Who is that? You guys? Is that another team member? How do you guys split that up?
So we have sales executives all over. Vacasa being the biggest, largest management company in North America, we have team members all over that we can absolutely refer you guys to. Julie and I are specific in the Orange County area because we like to be able to go to the home, meet the homeowners, shake that hand. We want it to be personal, and so if you're shooting up to the mountains, Arrowhead, Big Bear, say Joshua Tree, Palm Springs, we have team members that we can absolutely refer you to.
Awesome. That's great. I think about my business very much the same, right? It's all about the service. And if you get outside of that area of expertise or that area of coverage,
yep,
you just, I mean, you could do it, but you're probably not going to be able to provide the service they want. So I love to refer to my agent friend that lives up in the Lake Arrowhead market, and vice versa. She loves to refer down here. Sounds like you guys have that same network set up to keep that coverage on those markets so they get great service.
Absolutely.
Right. And just a little side note, we have about 230 sales reps across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, parts of Canada, I should say. And so we manage a little bit over, I believe it's over 40,000 properties, in that area. So it's a lot of properties that we do manage.
So 40,000 spread across 230.
Yeah.
So you guys are busy. You got how many? I have to ask for the state of California, how many reps do you guys have? Because it's obviously a very geographically large area.
I believe it's about 60, 65.
Okay.
Good answer. I didn't know that.
You learned something tonight too.
Leave it to Garrett.
Yeah, California is one of our big ones. Obviously, there's so many vacation rental destinations in California, so it's our biggest state. Maybe Florida is right there, but California and Florida are definitely the two largest.
Nice. So, what is required to hire Vacasa to begin renting out your house?
In idea to invest in a vacation rental. If you have the home, not much. Be ready for a conversation. That's what we're here for. We'll answer your questions. If you're at the very beginning of the stage, hey, I'm thinking about it. We're here for you. If you've just closed on a home, same thing. We're here for those questions, and we'd love the opportunity to earn your business. And first things first, we're people that love the industry, and we like to talk to other people that are interested as well. So we're just excited to have that conversation.
I picked that up when I met you guys at the office. I was like, you guys love what you do, which it makes it so much more fun. Because I think there is this, that's what's different. I think that's the different part of the vacation rental investing that different than maybe buying multi-unit properties is like people kind of get into it with this vision of like a place they could enjoy themselves. They could, create an experience for other people. It's a little bit different that way. And so if you have that bug, right, you're going to love doing what you do for work every single day. And it seems to me like you guys definitely have that passion for your job, like getting up and doing it every day. You're like, all right, which houses do we get to see today? Like, who are we going to meet today?
Oh, yeah.
Julie, you and I were just talking about it this afternoon on the phone. It's like, tomorrow's a new day. It's not like you're heading into the cubicle.
Right.
You're heading out to meet some new people and check out some awesome houses.
Absolutely. And Nat, I was a big proponent of vacation rentals prior to even coming to work for Vacasa. So when I had somebody approach me for a position here, I I was sold because that's the way my family has vacationed. And, I was in the hospitality industry and I always got these weird looks of, why aren't you staying in a hotel? You're staying in a vacation rental. Well, my family wants to be comfortable. We want to eat breakfast and lunch in and then go out to dinner. So you can't really do that in a hotel room. And,
Mhm.
and like I tell people as well, COVID was, it was a terrible thing, but for the vacation rental industry, it it did a lot of good because people saw that they could still travel, but they could be in the comforts and the safety of a home. And the homes
Mhm.
that have amenities that they might not have it either in their home, or, because they're traveling from, they could be coming from Arizona or like the drive market for Southern California, Utah, Nevada. They don't have access to the coast. So for them to come to the coast and have all the amenities that are offered in some of these homes to them,
Mhm.
those are creating phenomenal memories for family vacations. And that is, one of the, the demographic of the Vacasa traveler is it's generational families traveling together and creating memories. And that's the part that really excites me, knowing that I've created those memories with my family, that people are getting to do that in some of these phenomenal homes as well.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just have to share, I got a funny text today of someone, I'm going to visit their house tomorrow. And she sent me a text. She's like, I'm so sorry. I just got a call from my elevator repairman. The elevator is not going to be working tomorrow. Do you want to schedule a different day to go view the home? And I just kind of laughed and I was like, that's going to be okay. I can still go walk the home without using your elevator. And it was just one of those funny things that the level of amenities that so many of these homes have and their offerings and such care of the owner to even question that I wouldn't want to go if their elevator wasn't working.
Mhm.
It's just how sweet so many of these owners are and how much care they put into their homes. And that's what makes this job so fun.
Well, that is the perfect segue to my next question. So I had 4 questions for you guys tonight. The last one is, what is the most unique home for rent in the Vacasa portfolio? So this is a subjective question. Julie, I'm going to throw it over to you first. What is the most, in your opinion, what is the most unique home in the portfolio?
Okay. Well,
40,000 properties, right? 40,000. That's a tall order. You're like,
I know I've stayed in a few. However, I'm actually I'm working in conjunction with someone else on our Vacasa team to bring on a home in Tustin of all places. But
mhm.
if anybody's familiar with there is an old the old I'm going to start revealing my age here. There was a there was a clothing store called Clothes Time when I was growing up in the area. And there was the people that owned the Clothes Time Mansion is what it was called. And then Soka University purchased this property. It's a 26,000 square foot home, 13
Whoa.
bedrooms, 16
Whoa.
bathrooms. It is phenomenal. And the new owners just purchased it. I believe it closed escrow in February. And
Mhm.
we've been working with them for quite some time to bring this home on. It is going to be coming live on Vacasa at the end of this month. Very excited to see it come live. It has 360-degree views of basically, as far as the eye can see. You have Disneyland fireworks, you have the ocean, you have the mountains. So on a day
Whoa.
like today in Southern California,
Yeah.
where you've got the ocean and the mountains, like the
Mhm.
snow-capped mountains, you can't beat that. They have this grotto that's this inside the pool that goes back through the spa, this little hidden grotto. It has
What?
pickleball courts, tennis courts. It's a phenomenal property for either a special event, like a family reunion. I was really hoping that it was going to come on a little bit sooner in the year because we were planning a family reunion for my family, and I thought this is it. This is
Yeah.
this is the meeting place. Has 24-hour security. It's just I can't wait for it to go live. So unfortunately, I don't have any photos just yet, but it's coming. That's my favorite.
I love it. That's a good teaser right there.
Yeah.
Garrett, what do you have? Like, what is in your opinion, like what is the most unique in the portfolio? You don't have to have stayed there, but what do you think is the most unique?
No, so for me, it's one of those emotional homes. I grew up between Los Alamitos and Seal Beach, where I bet a lot of your audience is familiar with. And it's the water tower home. And Julie was lucky enough to be able to pull that one on herself. I was on surf team at Los Alamitos. We surfed between the Seal Beach Pier and the water tower. We would just refer to it as the water tower. And every day I would drive there, I just looked up at that thing like, man, I want to go check that thing out. I can't wait to get up there. Slightly terrified of heights, so I don't know how I would be staying in it or going up those stairs or elevator. But for me, I mean, that thing is just awesome, one of a kind. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I grew up looking at that and just wanting to go experience that view. And again, 4th of July fireworks, it would just be an absolute blast.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I have to ask because I saw that because I signed up for the the newsletter or whatever, the email newsletter from Vacasa. And I saw that I got to share my screen on this one, you guys, because it won't make any, it's no good to just talk about it. So I'm gonna share the screen on this one. I saw this. Can you guys see this one?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what can you tell me about the ghost? Like this looks like the building from the Ghostbusters movie. And this is a rental on Vacasa, right?
Right.
It absolutely is.
It was available for rent, I believe I think it was the 20th or 21st was the first day you could rent it.
Of October. Of course.
Yeah. And it rented for, oh gosh, I think it was $19 and
that's right. Yeah, it was some ridiculously like inexpensive amount.
Yeah, really, really low amount, and it booked and it got so much social media coverage and so on and so forth. So it was, they talk about they actually clean the unit and they get all the slime off the walls and that kind of thing. So it was
Look at this.
1984.
Yeah.
What it was. I thought it was 1984 per night.
That's so cool. And then they got a 3D tour on here. I mean, look at this place.
Talk about good about things like this, and it doesn't have to be the Ghostbusters house, but they really do a great job too. I'm probably taking this off onto a different segue, but they'll take stories with social media and whatnot, and like right now they'll be promoting all of like the ski destinations, so you'll see a lot of Vail and Utah and so on and so forth, and all of these homes are getting all this extra amount of coverage that they're not paying for. This is all just included in the management fee, for us, for Vacasa managing the properties. So they do a lot of add-ons and a lot of pushes for seasonal properties, etc.
Okay, and I want to take the opportunity to address what you just said, because as you know, we have some mutual friends. I'm not going to say anybody's names, and they have a vacation rental, right? And their vacation rental is professionally managed, and the management company, as I've been told, does a great job with management, but it doesn't really matter unless you are getting tenants booked for management. So and they've been really, really, really struggling with this mom and pop management company who are very nice people, but they just don't understand like marketing and promotion. Because you got to have one to have the other. And it's cool to hear you say that, because that's super important.
One thing that I can always speak to coming from self-managing for an investment firm is I had the bandwidth to put those properties on 2 different platforms. There was no way I was going to do any more than that. That was it. Vacasa puts their properties on 36 different platforms. They get 30 to 40% of their bookings on vacasa.com itself. And having that back-end technology, those algorithms, it really is a technology company that specializes in managing. They're just able to do so much more than that mom and pop shop would ever be able to. And what that brings is tens and thousands of more eyes on the properties each and every year.
Which is revenue, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
that's what we're talking about. I mean, obviously this is a unique industry in you know, like we're looking at this unique property, but the reality is like the business aspect of it has to be buttoned up.
Yep.
If you're going to go to the trouble to, like, I mean, look at the detail. Here's the pole. There's the little thing, the little, whatchamacallit, the Ghostbuster trap mobile.
Right.
I mean, yes, this is cool. And yes, it's unique, but like, if this place was sitting here empty, it would not be there very long. Right. So there's that's the other part of it. And, you know, it's one thing to hear you guys say it, I understand. And you know, you work for your employees of the company, but just, you know, seeing it from the consumer side is very impressive. I mean, I even went so far as to download the app and poke around in there and kind of look at, like, what are the homeowner tools look like? What does the experience look like from the person who's going to own the house, you know, rent it out, like, you know, worry about the bookings and worry about the maintenance? Like, what does that look like? How is that managed? And how good of a job does Vacasa do? And just, you know, this is before I ever even met you guys, like seeing how that works, seeing somebody obviously trusts the company enough to invest in this type of a property and then bring it to you guys and say, hey, here's my baby. Like, let's have some fun. Let's make some money. Look at this cool project we took on, you know? So that's very, very
Absolutely.
cool.
And the more eyes turn into the more occupancy, and higher occupancy turns into more revenue.
Okay. I like that. Well, we're getting towards the end here, guys. I actually have a question from one of our viewers. I'll let you guys decide who wants to field it. The question is, we're thinking about vacation renting our house. Should we allow dogs? Who wants to take that one?
Yes. I say yes. If you're okay with it, and you like dogs yourself, I would certainly say allow dogs. We, as we say, the more check boxes you can check when somebody's filtering, you know, they put their dates in, the location they're trying, you know, they're looking to go to, and they're checking off they want that spa and dogs, you know. Those are probably the two big ones: spas and dogs. Allow the dogs,
Spas
if
and
you will.
dogs.
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's going to convert just as spas will to that 10 to, I think dogs might even go to the 20 to 25% more revenue per year, because I mean, we can't travel without our pets these days. I mean, especially during the pandemic when we were home with them, we were traveling locally. They're part of the family. We were bringing them. It's something people have gotten used to.
Okay.
It just heightens that revenue. I would say up to 20% yearly. If you
Wow. Okay, that's a big number. I think that you might move some investors that feel that pets are taboo, right? As far as like a risk to their property when they're renting it. But if you're telling me, like, revenue wise, you could move the needle that much, I guess I would just come back and ask this question. Do you, if you're renting a place that allows pets, or is there a pet deposit? Like, what is that? How does that look?
There's not necessarily a pet deposit, but there is a pet fee. So we charge a pet fee.
Okay, so it's going to be the fee is going to, it's not like there's going to be damage. You're just saying there's a fee because there's going to be extra cleaning or whatever the case may be.
And that's it. There's extra cleaning that's done by our housekeepers, and they just do that extra level of cleaning. So we need to make sure that we're doing that extra layer of cleaning, so there is not any pet hair anywhere, you know, for the next guest.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
and when talking about potential damage, we also have layers of insurance coverage to basically make sure those homeowners are covered in case any damage were to take place. Up to 3 layers, including the Airbnb air cover, Assurant, which is that secondary layer, as well as their homeowners insurance. So that's another thing just to keep them at ease. If any damage happens, we have many ways to take care of that and make sure that gets fixed for you, not without any issues.
Okay, well, that seems like it's been well thought through. It's not an afterthought on the pets or the coverages or the insurances.
Totally.
Okay, interesting. Any closing thoughts, you guys? Anything I didn't ask that you would want people to know?
We've covered a lot today. I just want to thank you, Nat, for bringing us in today, making this forum a possibility and just allowing us to talk about our passions.
Yeah,
that truly is what we're doing here. And I just want to thank you and I appreciate it a lot.
hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, it's been fun getting to know you guys, learning more about what, how you can help people. I think as we wrap up our conversation, I mean, it's worth noting that the market, this specifically the city of Seal Beach, this market, and obviously a lot of the coastal markets here are about to see some changes with regards to licensing and permitting. It's going to open back up. Hasn't been on anybody's radar for a very long time. Before our call tonight, I went into Vacasa and I did a search for Seal Beach. So if I was coming to Seal Beach, what would I find on Vacasa? And I can tell you two things. Number one, there's currently 14 vacation rental licenses in operation here in Seal Beach. Only 2 are on Vacasa. That's it.
Wow.
So as people begin to explore either renting out their house or investing down, because just the last year I turned several people away on a beachfront I was selling that wanted to vacation rent it. And I said, you can't. Well, that conversation's about to change. So I'm really, really happy that you guys could come on tonight, share some knowledge with us, share some inspiration, right? Because there's a lot of inspiring things that about vacation rentals, I think, that get people excited as a different way of investing in real estate. And it's nice to be able to put a face to the name for you guys. They have your contact information. If they want to explore different areas around Seal Beach, they can contact you. They can contact me. Like, we can help people out and get them kind of pointed in the right direction on their journey. And it's a fun journey to be on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really
Thank you.
is. And again, that's what we're here for.
Well, that's it, you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight and talking to Julie and talking to Garrett at Vacasa. And if you have any more questions or if you want to explore the conversation a little further, you can contact myself. You've got their contact information, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys around soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night, you guys.
Good night.